Turn up your volume, turn up your volume. Welcome to another day of Mindset Breakthroughs with Sandra Bravo in Gold Coast of Australia. We are here thanks to Success Resources and Tony Robbins, and I'm really excited because I have a very special guest today. And if you haven't yet gotten your ticket, you're still in time to get your ticket for UPW Virtual with Tony Robbins on bringthefreedom.com because they're heavily discounted at the moment. It's going to be 22nd to the 26th of October in European hours. So it's probably morning for you if you're in Europe. Let us know your name and where you're joining us from, if you're watching live or if you're catching this on the replay afterwards. And I'm very excited for my special guest because she, just like me, got to attend Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins in person many years ago. She'll tell us how long ago, and got to experience it as a participant. And then she, just like me, went and became a Neuro-linguistic programming master certificate, coach. And now she just did UPW Virtual with me, like me, not with me, like me, this weekend gone. And I just had a very brief chat with her just before we got on this live. And I'm like, oh my God, how was it? Because after you become an NLP master practitioner like we did, you see it with completely different eyes. And so if you're a coach, if you're a therapist, if you are a strategist, if you are a practitioner of any sorts, you will see that after you become certified and you start helping people, UPW just goes to a whole new level because it's not only for you, but what it allows you to do for your clients, because it allows you to take your skills to a whole new level. So all of a sudden you can help a lot more people and at a deeper level. And Tony Robbins is the master at implementing all of these techniques in a group scenario in a way like if he was doing a one-on-one with you. I know for me, even after doing UPW 3 times, on day 3, which was Saturday, which was my birthday, I had the biggest breakthrough ever. And you would think, I've been doing personal development and all this work on myself for so many years. Who was going to tell? But the more you work on yourself, the more you go deeper and you take it to a whole new level, and the more layers of the onion that you peel, and you can help more people. So anyway, without further ado, I'm very excited. Let's give a big welcome to the beautiful Corinne Tench. Welcome, Corinne. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thank you, Sandra. It's lovely to see you as always.
You look amazing. I love your hair. Corinne is actually here in Gold Coast as well. And we crossed paths probably at a seminar doing personal development a few years ago. We, exactly. we've done retreats together. We became good friends. And so, Corinne, tell us a little bit about yourself so that people get to know you.
So at the moment, I have a business, a coaching and training business, and I have an amazing business partner. And we run our own events, as you know, based on mindset and neuroscience. And I got into that. Tony was the catalyst for everything great in my life. I just have to, let's just be really clear, straight up front. I bought his book, Awaken the Giant Within, and that got me into everything personal development. But that was my first step into personal development because I obviously didn't know. And when I read his story, I was so inspired. Anyway, so that sent me on a journey of looking within and trying to address some issues that I had, some concerns. And then
how long ago was that?
Wow, that was probably about 12 years ago.
Cool.
And then Tony Robbins came to Sydney, and I was like, no matter what, I'm going. I don't care if I have to sleep on the floor every night, I am going. At the time, I was working in a very, very busy advertising agency, and I was working 80 hours a week. It was high pressure, everything's a deadline, and my life was great, but it was frantic and hectic. And so to get those 4 days off, and really I needed 6 days because you need a day before to get sorted and then the day after, to get that time off was a big, big push, huge push. And I think I worked 130 hours in order for me to be able to go for those 4 days in a week. So, yeah, but I knew it was going to be worth it. Absolutely, 100%. So I went to Tony Robbins, came out of that and thought, where on earth has my life been? This man opened up a world for me, opened up a world of possibility, and just looking at things in a whole different way, completely different way. I guess because I'd worked in advertising for so long and worked at the best agencies in the world with amazing creative people. But I was always, at the end of the day, I wasn't fulfilled because I knew that I was creating amazing ads to get people to buy things that they didn't want. And so it wasn't very congruent with me at that time when I'd reached that point. So along came Tony and wow. From there, I went on to a coaching journey. I did NLP. I did my practitioner and my masters. I did trainers. What else did a number of events. But Tony's was the catalyst for me, definitely.
I love that. You know, it's funny because I was talking to a friend in Canada this morning, and he's a very successful entrepreneur. And we're talking about Tony, and he said, I did Tony Robbins all those years ago.
Yeah.
And he was the catalyst. And he said, and then I took my daughter when she was 17 to do Tony Robbins. The daughter, I don't know how old the daughter is, but she's now married with kids and everything. So, you know, she's probably in her late 20s or something. And he said, and my daughter up to this day tells me that that was the catalyst that, you know, changed everything in her life. And it's funny because everyone I talk to, every successful entrepreneur that I know, or business owner, or person that I admire, a person of influence that I admire, guess what? They've all been to Tony Robbins. And that was like in the early days, at the beginning, that got things started. And, you know, I encourage you for yourself to go and Google it. Anyone that you admire in business, in personal, whatever, go Google them. And I guarantee you they've done Tony Robbins UPW event because it's his signature event. That's where you start.
Yeah.
Of course, you can do more. So whatever you're watching from today, I encourage you, go and do some research and you'll find the people that you admire and the people that are successful that you look up to, they've done Tony Robbins, and that's where everything started. And Corinne said something really important. I mean, her commitment. For her to go and work her butt off 130 hours in order to get 4 days off or 6 days off to go to do UPW is like, she's a great role model of how when you want something bad enough, you find the way to make it a priority. It's not that you find the time. We all have the same time in a day. But you find a way to make it a priority. So all of a sudden it goes up here. It's important enough for you to allocate the time and the resources. And you don't even need 6 days like Corinne because she needed to travel to Sydney and back. But you get to do it in the comfort of your home. So you really only need 4 days of the event and that's it. So, wow. So tell me, Corinne, after that, you obviously, you know, became a trainer, a master practitioner. You launched your own business. You have a very successful business with an amazing partner. And then you did UPW Virtual this weekend. So how was that?
Amazing. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I can't believe that I left, you know, a few years in between to do it. Mind you, in saying that, I bought a lot of Tony's CDs and things and I listen to them every day. I can almost say it word for word what he says on them. But this, oh my God, I was just saying to her, I just had a friend come over and I just said to her, Tony has set the standard for this virtual event. It was incredible. Honestly, it was like you were actually at the live event and it was amazing. And I did it with a group of other girls, and to try and even say to them what the difference was, you couldn't, because they were there as well experiencing with us. But I just think he has set the bar so high with this event that anyone who presents anything should absolutely be hanging on to his coattails because it was exceptional.
I agree. What was your favorite day?
Oh my goodness.
Or
Well, there was a lot of favorite moments, yes, aha moments for me. One of the, I guess one of the big things that I love that Tony does that I don't see a lot of presenters do is he's authentic. He's so real. You feel like you're talking to a friend, and you feel like he actually knows you. And I really got that from the virtual event as well, that, he's so kind and so compassionate, and he cares about human beings. He really cares. And I love that fact that it's just comes through everything that he does. And I think a great thing that I took away was obviously many takeaways. As you know, you fill your notebook and then you're looking for other bits of paper to write on. It's so good. One of the things that I loved was him saying, commit to yourself, take time out for yourself, and do this for your growth. Because we've all got baggage, we've all got stuff that happened in our past, we've all got whatever. I had a great childhood, some people did not. I've got amazing parents, some people don't. Other parts of my life that, maybe are not as great, whereas other people's are great. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We all have the opportunity to work on ourselves and commit to ourselves and take that time. And I really loved how he brings that home to an absolute reality. You do it for you, first and foremost. You do it for your partner. You do it for your children, your family, and your business partner, your colleagues. But first and most importantly, do it for yourself. Become the best version. Clear up those things that make you react, that make you lose your temper, that's negative, or all that. Understand yourself enough to know how to do that. Mm-hmm. And I think he really, I believe in all that anyway, but watching the other girls there who hadn't been to Tony before and seeing them, it was just so enlightening for them. It was just beautiful. And I just think just getting a reminder of that all the time, because like you, Sandra, when you have a business, you've got a couple of businesses going and you're spinning so many different plates that sometimes you put yourself at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
And I think he brings that across beautifully. And he doesn't just look at finances. He doesn't just look at your emotional well-being. He's looking at everything. And I love that. I really love that.
I bet it was very powerful for you to see all your friends pop, and watching them just have all these breakthroughs. And, you said something very interesting, because Tony is creating history. And as Corinne said, he's setting up the bar so high for everyone else, because this is not just a webinar or another, Zoom meeting or another Facebook Live like we're doing. This is an amazing live 360 interaction with Tony. And the thing that I was giggling over here when Corinne was saying, it's like he was talking to me. He knows me. I know him. Because everyone I talk to, they say the same. They're like, it's so genuine, so authentic, that I feel like he really cares. I feel like he knows me. I feel like I had him here in my home office or in my living room with my family, because he has done so much of it. For 43 years he's been doing this. He's 60 now. And that he totally understands human psychology and what you're going through and how to break through. And he's been through that. He's helped everyone, famous people, successful people, athletes, everyone. And so for all of us to say the same thing, it can't just be a coincidence or, Corinne saying this. It's like, because we all feel that way. We feel like he really cares. He really knows me. I feel like I know him, because the guy is so authentic, so genuine. He does it out of fulfillment, not out of need, because he really cares. Because that's how he gets his joy and his fulfillment in life, helping others. And as Corinne said, it's such a holistic experience, because it's not just your finance kind of webinar or seminar. It's not just your real estate or your mindset kind of thing. He incorporates everything from your health to your mindset, which is the psychology of success, which is 80% of the equation for success, to your money, to your business, to your family, to fulfillment, to, you know, he gives you a 10-day challenge after. And here I am. And I mean, I do it all the time anyway, but, you know, here is my celery freshly squeezed juice that I just drink all day. My chef makes me a few bottles a day and they just sit in my fridge. And this is what I drink all day to keep my energy high. But this is the other thing that I love Corinne, because he talks about every successful person that you know, they have high energy. Because otherwise, you may have all the intention of all the amazing things you want to do and accomplish, but if you don't know how to condition yourself to put yourself in a peak state, if you don't know how to take care of your health to maintain your energy, it doesn't matter all the amazing intentions that you have, you can't do it because your body, your brain, your mind is not responding, and then you give up and then you're exhausted or you're stressed or you quit or whatever. So, you know, teaching you the basics of how to condition your mind, your brain, so that when you say go, it goes, even if it doesn't feel like it. How do you condition your body so that it keeps up with you, even when it feels like, I'm exhausted, I can't do it anymore? How do you keep the energy? How do you generate more energy? How do you put yourself in a peak state? Like, I know for me, you know, I used to really have to talk myself into doing my daily workout. Right now, it's like, boom, the alarm rings at 4 a.m. I do my priming. I'm out of the door by 5 a.m. doing my 5-kilometer K, and it's like my 5K run. And I can't wait for the next day. I'm already like, oh, I can't wait to go for my 5K run, because it's like amazing, right? So
exciting.
Yeah. So over to you, Corinne.
Well, it's funny that you brought up that celery juice, Sandra. I haven't eaten celery for at least 20 years.
Wow.
I just do not like celery. I really can't stand it, and I don't like it in salads. I don't like it full stop, right? I'm pretty strong about that. And after, I think Joseph, first Tony spoke about health, Joseph came on and spoke about health, and then they had that other gentleman, Mark Williams, I think his name is. But when Joseph was talking about, you know, what it does to your body and things like that, I was like, right, I grabbed a piece of celery and I was like, right, it's mind over matter. We've done a lot of work on beliefs. Now's the time. And I just started eating it. So I ate celery. I came home and I said to my husband, watch this. I got a piece of celery out the fridge and I started munching on it. So, and I had a belief around it, right? Right? Yeah. I had a belief because I saw someone choke on it a number of years ago and they went blue. And so I had a fear around celery. Can you believe it? But anyway, so I never ate it because of that fear. So I managed a simple thing.
Sometimes you don't even know what you don't know. You don't know that you have that limiting belief. I know for me in day 3, I unveiled this limiting belief that I had no idea I did. And for me, it was just like, life transformation. Yeah. Oh my God, now I get it. Now I get what it was that limiting belief that I didn't even know existed. Yeah,
it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I love what you said earlier about, you know, we talk about being in a peak state. Well, I've got my rebounder, and so I'm on my rebounder. But after I left on Sunday night, we finished, so I had signed up to do a yoga teacher training, and the first session was on Monday. So I was thinking, how am I going to get up at 5 a.m.? However, there was a bit of a mix-up with the time, and so it started at 12 p.m. midnight. So on the way driving back after Tony Robbins finished, I was driving home and I had to jump on the webinar for the yoga, and that went for 3 hours. So I was straight into it, and I thought, no, I've committed to this. I have to do it. And then there was another one straight after it, another webinar. So I was like, but my mind was in that, do whatever it takes, get it done, you've committed. So I was in such a peak state, and I had that on my mind, you know, and you get the little voice that says, oh, don't worry, you can watch the replay in a couple of days. And then I was like, absolutely not. Higher standards.
Yes. So you stayed awake all night?
Well, till 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Amazing. Wow.
Yeah, but I had to do it because I'd committed to it. And then something that really stood out for me with Tony, with Joseph, with all the speakers, particularly Tony, how he keeps saying, raise your standards. You know, where are your standards in life? You know, you're just comfortable, you know, cruising along. Well, maybe you can up your standards in anything. And it doesn't take much. 2 millimeters, 1%.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that was that 2 millimeters was huge. I know it's only 2 millimeters, but the concept, the thinking behind that, and the differences that it makes in your life, incredible, absolutely incredible.
Changes everything. And for you joining us, wherever you are today, if you didn't watch yesterday's episode, scroll down wherever you're watching this, because we're broadcasting this live to several different channels. Whatever you're watching it, just scroll down and you'll find yesterday's episode where I had my friend Jeff Dolan in America, because we talked about the whole thing of going from good to great to excellent to outstanding. And as Corinne said, is that 2 million, because after excellent, we think, oh my God, that's it, I just can't give anymore. But you know, you don't have to give a whole heap after that. It's just that 2 millimeter change that will make you stand out from the rest, that will make you stand out from your competition, that will make you go and get that medal or that goal accomplished. And as Corinne said, it makes a huge difference, because I know Monday morning, I'm a morning person, which means I'm not a late night person. And you know, Tony Robbins loves over delivering. So Sunday night we didn't finish until midnight. And I thought, oh damn, am I gonna get up at 4 a.m.? And it would have been so easy to snooze and go, oh, let's start tomorrow. But I'm like, no, because of that 2 millimeter, it makes a difference to push it tomorrow to go. And not only that, so like these 3 days that I went for my 5K run, where I live, as I live, there's a hill to start and a hill to finish. So as soon as I'm starting my run, I already have my heart rate up. And then as I'm about to finish it, it really pushes my heart rate up. And, you know, today I had to show up to this call, and it was time, and I'm coming back from my run. And I thought, okay, I can take a call while I'm still running. And I had that little voice of, well, you've done 4Ks, surely you can just walk the last kilometer. Yeah, like you've been really good, you know? And that 2 millimeter thought kicks in, and I'm like, no, that would be the difference between excellent and outstanding. I'm like, hell no. So I started the meeting, and I just said to the person on the other line, you go first, so that I could keep running. I didn't have to talk, because I wouldn't have been able to, I would have been puffed out.
Yeah.
So he kept talking, which allowed me to continue to run the last kilometer. Then when I hit the 5 mark, I'm like, okay, great. Now I can walk just the driveway, whatever I had left, and join my meeting. But do you know what it does for you? Because all of a sudden you feel successful, because you kept the commitment to yourself, because you demanded more of yourself than anyone else could. And by keeping that commitment, it's like victory, success. And guess what? Those tiny little successes stack up to make the big difference. It's the little change that makes the biggest difference. And I know I probably wouldn't have felt anywhere near as good as I felt with myself had I walked that last kilometer going, oh, it's okay, I've been amazing.
Yeah.
Just running it. So those 2 millimeter change is like everything, isn't it?
It's huge, absolutely huge. And I think one of the things that I got, like, just in talking about that, Sandra, was really when I think Tony gives you the shake up. Everybody gets the shake up that they need. And I think he does it with such fierce kindness, right? So it's so much kindness, but he's fierce and congruent with what he's teaching you, because he knows this is what will get the results. Do the work, this is what we'll get. But just the little mindset shifts can make the difference. And it gives you, I think the other thing that I really took from that was he's almost helps you to give yourself permission to be vulnerable in order to be courageous. So I think what I'm trying to say with that is he makes it so safe for you to talk about the things that are not great, and maybe you're having some challenges and some weaknesses or whatever, but actually having those conversations with other people who are at the event, who you've never met in your life, and you're opening up to strangers, complete strangers, telling them some things that you want to change about yourself. So you're being vulnerable. but he leads you through a process where you're so vulnerable, you come out courageous. And we can't have courage without vulnerability, because to some extent you have to be vulnerable in order to get the victory, to be courageous. So I think that's a really great, amazing thing that he does, and he was able to bring that together with everyone when we went into all the breakout rooms. I was amazed. Like, we were talking to people in Japan, in Singapore, Malaysia, New Zealand, Australia. It was amazing. And he, you know, he's done something really amazing with that event. There's so much upheaval in the world at the moment. Mm-hmm. And yet, you know, about whatever, you know, all the different things that are happening with colours, people different colours, and the Chinese and this and that, and all the racism, all that ugly side of humans. And he brought all of that together. And that was so powerful. And people were just happy to chat and talk and do the exercises. Nobody cared who was Chinese, who was Irish, who was Italian, who was Mexican. It didn't matter. None of that mattered. And that, to be able to bring that amount of people together on screens, was just incredible, incredible.
That's so true. You know, not anyone can do it, and especially, as Corinne said, virtual. You know, for you to feel like they're family and to open up your heart, pour your heart out to them, and be vulnerable. And the thing is, even you can see it when people, when Tony's doing an intervention with someone one-on-one on the biggest screen, because he never makes you wrong.
Yes,
you know, he never blames it on you. The fact that you haven't done it, he does it in such a, as Corinne said, it's such an art. The way he finds a way to encourage you, to empower you, to realize how amazing you are and how capable and how everything you need is within yourself, to the point where you're not beating yourself up. You're not feeling bad that you haven't done it, or you haven't accomplished it, or you messed up. No, it's like a way that you feel excited and pumped to leave it all behind and draw the line on the sand and be ready to move forward. And it's an art. You know, I don't know anyone that does it the way he does it. And Corinne said, you know, she's done it live many years ago. Then she did the virtual, and she said she didn't know what the difference was, because it felt like we were right there next door to Tony. And I'll tell you what the difference was. For you, whether you're in Europe, Asia, Australia, wherever you watch from, I'll tell you what the big difference was. The big difference was, first of all, if you're at a live event, depending what ticket you had, you could be sitting thousands of people back, which meant you saw him on the biggest screen, but you didn't really. So you're actually having closer in your house because you're like VIP front row, right? Number two, you don't need to dress up like it's winter and carry blankets, because at a live event, Tony has the aircon. So cold that there's no way I could be dressed like this. I would be wearing boots, jeans, socks, a jacket, a scarf, and a blanket on my lap, right? Yeah. So that's another big difference. In your house, you can have the climate however you want. You can be dressed however you want. You can be wearing your sandals, your slippers, whatever it is. And the other big difference is you don't have to pay thousands of dollars like you normally would have to for a live in-person event, because you're only paying $395 to be with Tony in the comfort of your home. You don't have to pay for the flights and the hotels, and you don't need to take the extra days of work, and you don't need to leave your family behind, because that's the biggest risk. When you start growing and your family starts staying, all of a sudden the gap between becomes so big that it's hard to, you know, reconnect. But now, for the first time ever, you have the opportunity to do it at home with your husband, your wife, your kids, your mom, your best friends, and to connect and to grow together. You know, for the first time ever, you get to do it for $395 versus thousands of dollars. And you don't have to spend on the rest, and you can have the climate, and you have VIP front row seats. So those are the differences, and those are the advantages that you should be taking, because Tony is like Corinne and like me, loves the live in person. And as soon as the borders are open, boom, we're all going back to live, which of course you're welcome to join, but it's going to cost you a lot more. and
Yeah.
the commitment in terms of, time and money will be bigger. So now is the time for you to take advantage of this opportunity, because the universe sometimes places the opportunity in front of us, but it might be the only time that opportunity presents, and it's up to you to seize the day, to seize the opportunity, and grab your ticket to do
Yes.
UPW Virtual
Yay.
on bringthefreedom.com. So, Corinne, what else would you like to share before we close it off?
I guess there's one thing that I would say I've had since we only finished the event a few days ago, but a number of people that I've spoken to, and how was it, and you can't even convey how amazing it was. But I think what I've heard from three women in the last 3 days, is that Tony Robbins saved their marriage. Now that alone is just, and so when you inquire as to why, what happened, you find out that so many people are disconnected in life. So many people are lacking that love. They want it, but they don't know how to communicate with their partner. They've got trouble with their children, or whatever it is. If you don't have good communication skills, then it's going to be a really, really hard, challenging road. And in order to get those good communication skills, you need to look at the beliefs that you have that are holding you back from addressing the things that are stopping you. And if you look at that and take the time, give yourself the time to go and work on yourself, dig into the beliefs, then you're not projecting that onto your partner or onto your children or onto your boss or your colleagues, whoever. And honestly, people say things like this all the time, but I put my hand on my heart and I absolutely say with such conviction, if you go to this event, if you give yourself the time, it will absolutely do at least one thing, at the bare minimum one thing. I know it will do a lot more, but truly it can save your marriage. It can save your relationship. It can bring so much more. That's what gave me the courage to start my own business. That was the catapult for it. That was the catalyst. That, I'm going to say it 100 times, it was that. That gave me the courage, because I learned to be vulnerable.
I love it. And to take the risk, because, you don't have that confidence and believe that you can do it. And this is the thing, like, I left my full-time job after I attended UPW in less than a year, to start my own business as well. But just like Corinne said, Tony Robbins has saved lives, because there's been so many people that learn how to take care of their health. We had Siri that came and shared. She became a world champion athlete, and then saved herself from cancer, and she is healthy now because she learned how to take care of her body, because Tony Robbins had taught her. So you can save your life if it's health what you're lacking. You can save your relationship if it's where you're at and you're about to, end your marriage or an important relationship in your life, a relationship with your kids perhaps. And not only that, Tony Robbins saves a lot of businesses, because you learn from the 6 human needs what drives people. So not only you get to understand yourself, as Corinne said, so that you're not projecting, and you understand, where your thoughts and your actions are coming from based on your values and your beliefs, but also when you're communicating with someone, all of a sudden you can be an influencer, you can help them, you can be on the same page and allow them to feel understood, which is what would make them trust you and want to buy from you. Because when you learn the 6 human needs, you learn what's driving that person, what is motivating that person, so that you can talk the language once you know the priorities of their belief systems and their values. So, whether you are there to save your life, health-wise, whether you're there to save your relationship, your marriage, or the relationship with someone you love, like your kids, or whether you're there to save your business or to allow you to start your business, it's like there is no one better in the planet to help you do that than Tony Robbins. There's no other event like UPW that will get you there. So Boy, if that wasn't powerful enough, then I don't know what, because your time is now and the decision is yours, and you can stay where you are, or you can make a decision to take a different action and decide to take your life forward. Because if you were going to make it by yourself, you would have made it by now. But if you have not, you can keep dabbling for the rest of your life, or you can just open your heart, trust, and say yes. And
say yes.
Say yes. Wow, Corinne, that was powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was very, very touching, and you are so right. Wow. With that, I hope you're gonna go get your ticket. BringTheFreedom.com. We look forward to seeing you at UPW Virtual with Tony Robbins, the man, the legend himself, in October 22nd to 26th of October, European hours. So before I let Corinne say her final words, I just want to say on behalf of Success Resources, Tony Robbins, Sandra Bravo, and Corinne Tench, signing off from Gold Coast of Australia. I will see you here same place, same time tomorrow. And Corinne, I'll let you share your final words.
Oh, look, if you haven't bought a ticket yet, what I would say is go and do it. Do yourself the favor, then be the judge for yourself, but you will not be disappointed. And it's so much fun. You get to do so many exciting things. Do it for you, and you can have all your family there. You don't have to coax your husband to come. You don't have to coax your brother to come. You can all be in the same room. How amazing is that? Oh, thank you, Sandra. Thank you for what you do, because you are an absolute blessing in this world, and I am so grateful for you. So thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Corinne. I'm super blessed and grateful to have you in my life. You're an amazing friend, and I know we're very aligned and very like-minded, and share so many values in common. So we'll catch up for a coffee in person, because we can.
Fabulous. Thanks,
Thank
Sandra.
you for all the value you added today and for being here with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome. My pleasure.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.